Hi all, right back with some more Normandy, the beginning and the end, using the Alone in the Storm solo expansion. Uh, Playing scenario 2, German counter-attack. Right, I managed to force myself to come back tonight. I've had a couple of beers though, so I'm a little surprised I came back because I seemed a bit frustrated again at the end of that last part. But I do have a little bit of time and I'd like to try and squeeze another part and try and force myself to see if, I don't know, see if we can get this game doing things. I'm just not getting, I need help. I think I need help, guys. And I know Hal's been out there trying to support this game. John Brown's came along, doesn't own the game, but he's been trying to help out, making some comments. I know he's always a bit behind the times. He's got plenty of things going on, family eyes, and so I know I'm not going to get sort of the feedback from him like as soon as I probably need it. But John, listen, I'm not trying to push you into anything like that. You're just trying to watch a video. I'm trying to enjoy a game here, and I'm struggling a little bit with it. That's the thing, yeah. So, well, what I thought I'd, because I had, in my mind, I had the next sort of activation sort of worked out. Whether I'm doing these things right or not, I'm not 100% sure about. We are going to, oh no, that's not true. I'm forgetting this is second action. So that's not the case. Well, is it not a simple case of him moving though? Yeah, what I figured was we were going to activate this other infantry A marker, intel marker, and either target this hex for it or this hex, because that's what I decided were the choices. Not confidently at all, but however, I was forgetting about this having a 2 actions marker, so the priority is going to be activate this again, isn't it? Yeah, so let's not muck about. I've nothing to talk about. I didn't get answers to my questions again, which again is more frustration for me. But it seems like the way it's going to be. So we're activating him again. Now he's still got this movement to make, so I don't think I don't think we interfere with that, do we? Right, hold on here. Because if it's got a movement order and it's not completed it just carries on with that its next turn, doesn't it? Right, well, let's maybe not jump in here, Grant. Give me a second. Yeah, on page 24 there, and it was advanced movement we were using. So 10.3 advanced movement. The last paragraph of that on page 24 says, once the AI force ends the movement, if the movement's target hex was reached, remove the orders and target markers. That wasn't the case. Otherwise, flip over both markers to show the in-transit side to remember that movement will continue during that AI force's next activation without the need to issue new orders. So I don't need to issue new orders. We've got our target hex. Now, this time, well, you know what, I don't think it really matters, does it? Well, no, actually it does matter, because I can't use wheeled movement to cross that bocage, and that was the whole point. Yes, I think I can, actually, and this is how I worked out that being the hex, but there you go, see, did that matter? Did I need to be considering wheel movement to reach this target? As long as this target was... But then you could start saying... This could have been a target as well if you're starting to go down that road, Grant, couldn't you? I guess I was looking at the... Yeah, that's maybe wrong. I've maybe done that wrong, haven't I? all that should be considered with is the closest hex to where this unit started, which is D800. The closest hex to where it can attack with MFF against an American unit, I think. So, yeah, there's a bridge in here, isn't there? We know we can do it from there. But could we have done it from there? Although in saying that, that's probably further away from where that is, Grant, so I think you're okay with that. It's going through that marsh, but that's fine. As long as it doesn't catch the bridge hex, which it's not doing. So that would have been, but then I'm guessing from 800, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And yeah, it's clearly closer to that, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, yeah, we've probably got away with doing that right, but I don't think I should have been considering about reaching it with the wheeled movement, and I think that's... Oh, sorry, it's that hex there, isn't it? So it's one more. But I did look at it that way, I suppose, and thought, right, you can come down the road here and then go up the river, and it was possible. But you can see what we're going to do now is we're just going to move it, not with wheeled movement, because it can't cross the bocage. We're just going to move it with foot movement and cross that bocage, and it's going to cost us 2 to enter the White Woods. I can't remember now. For infantry, White Woods, it's going to cost 2, but we're crossing on bocage, so it's going to add an extra 1, which is 3. But they do have a maximum foot movement of 4, so that's fine. So yeah, well, the fact that it's still got its movement thing set out, that's all that's going to happen. So these are going to come off, and it's going to move into there, and that stays on there. Right, but we are going to be able to attempt to react again this time. Again, I wasn't 100% sure of the fact that we maybe could have done it, and this hex goes 1, 2, 3, 4 away. Just didn't feel like there was line of sight there, but maybe someday might come on. I'm just want to move on with it and just say, look, we didn't have line of sight there, because it just give that a call. But now there is line of sight between this hex and this hex, right? It's in the White Woods. It's 3 hexes away. There's line of sight, so I'm as well attempting to try and identify this. And then if I do, I've got to react to it, which is fine, because remember, we're not getting a shot this turn anyway. So if I get marked finished, it doesn't really matter, you know. Well, to be honest, I say it doesn't matter. If they've got 3 more intel chits to come in, so it might mean that matters, because if I'm marked finished, then, well, actually, that does matter. So something to think about, actually, now that I've realised. Because if I get marked finished, then the next intel marker is going to be the other infantry, and it's going to move right down to the bridge. So I maybe don't want to do this then, do I? Because I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. Because it wants to move as close as possible. Well, hold on here. Hold on. We've already said that this is an option. And it doesn't matter the fact that the wheeled side of it can move into that hex. If that's the closest hex to that hex that can have an MFF on the American units without having an MFF back, well, that's a 3 defensive hex. Actually, what does the bridge do? Does it defend? Does it give defense in the hex? No, it says OT. Oh, it just says other terrain, doesn't it? So it's going to give 2, isn't it? Yeah, it's just an open hex. The river's no good doing anything either, is it? No, the river's just other terrain as well. So, yeah, so it's not... Yeah, right. So I had to think about things there again. So if I do react here, I'm then pretty sure I'm... No. You've just said, Grant, it's going to go here. Because that's closer than that. I think that's right. But then what about when the next one comes in the mortar? There's two more intel markers to come after that. Now the fact one of them's a mortar, one of them's... Yeah, you've got to consider what they can do, can't they? And you've got ATRA. Well, it tells you on this chart what they can do. So the mortar can use AP fire at range 2 at a strength of 14. And the ATRA can use AP fire strength of 11 at 2 hex range as well. So, yeah, so they would still be able to come... If this guy gets marked finished, then... The thing is... Well, hang on with the mortar, though. Hold on here. Does it need line of sight? Even while it's an intel marker? No. It would look at the artillery. It would look at the artillery, Grant. So not the 14, but the 10. It's got a range of 8. See? So... Well, I'm not sure which one's coming first after the infantry. Well, actually, you can work it out from this. So the mortar's got 14, and the ATR's only got 11. So the mortar is going to be the next in line, because it's got the highest FF. Well, has it though? Because you're probably going to be using this FF, which is 10. And this one's got 11 at a range of 7. There's always something more to like ponder on, isn't there? So the fact that they've got... Right, hold on. Yeah, just because this is kind of new to us. So this is talking about intel markers. This is an attack. Just like it happens with the movement type and movement points, intel markers do not show any information about their fire factors or range, because these depend on the Warstorm series game played and the side managed by the AI. The attack skills for each intel marker included on the intel marker's detailed chart, game 3.8 chart for each game of the series, and that's just what we were looking at. So, and here, and then just looking at the mortar, although maybe comparing it to the ATR, this isn't going to come in. AT, there's not going to be an AT attack, but the artillery and the AP are relevant. As seen on these charts, some intel markers can perform 2 attacks when they're activated. Mainly mortar and ATR intel markers. Oh, right, okay. I didn't notice that. Hang on. Right, okay. Just as well looked at that then, because what it says, just reading up at that rule again. As seen on these charts, some intel markers can perform 2 attacks when they are activated, mainly mortar and ATR intel markers. This is indicated by means of a plus symbol placed between the types of fire in the chart. So you can see the mortar's got 14, but it's got a plus 10. And the ATRA's got 11 plus 11, but then that one's a dash. So reading on here, just keeping that on the camera. This is indicated by means, yeah, okay. E.g., according to the chart above, a Republican, right, it's given an example there, but we can see the example there, right? This rule exists to simulate that a company of that type would generally include infantry platoons with APFF as well as mortars or heavy weapons platoons with R and ATFF. Okay. So I'm guessing the / means for the mortar it can either be AP or R, so it's got both. For the ATRA, sorry, which is ATRA, which is the other one we've got, it can be an AP or it can be an R, but it can also be an AT. It can be AP or R/AT for this one. That's what I'm thinking that means. It says it there, doesn't it? This rule exists to simulate that a company of that type would generally include infantry platoons with AP as well as mortars or heavy weapons platoons with R and ATFF. So, and then it carries on. Once activated, once activated, an intel marker with an attack orders marker will perform 1 or 2 attacks according to that AI Forces detailed chart, following standard attack rules for two-player games and the attack rules for the AI side chapter 12. What? Will perform 1 or 2 attacks? Okay. If an intel marker performs an attack causing losses, place a +3 modifier marker. Yeah, that's to avoid it coming up as a dummy or something like that, isn't it? To make sure it's actually dealt some damage. So please remember that an intel marker will risk the action order. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to look at attack rules for the AI side chapter 12. Just this is because the fact it says will perform 1 or 2 attacks according to that AI Forces detail chart. Okay, a little unsure about that. So I guess what I need to know, what I was thinking I need to know here is, and this is before I possibly react. I'm probably overthinking all this, but where is the? Well, hang on. The next one's an infantry, Grant. The next one's not a mortar. So, yeah, but I think I said that the infantry was going to move to there. Yeah, I think it is. So, does it matter? The mortar, I want to say the mortar is probably going to move to somewhere that is further away, because it's a mortar. It's got artillery. Well, artillery fire. Right, maybe we should just... well, that's going to happen next anyway. Once you move that infantry, that's what's going to happen. Okay, well, let's just try and identify this then. Let's do that. And I want to see it's going to be a less than a 6 we need again, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Right, just looking at the chart without showing you, it's between 3 and 4 hexes. Greater than or equal to a 6 is going to be a failure. And remember, if we succeed at this, we've got to react, which is fine because it means it's marked finish. Well, I'm saying it's fine. We might find out that it was a mistake, but I don't think so though. I get the feeling that it's alright. So we're gonna roll 2 dice less than or well, we need a 5 or less to succeed here. So here we go. It's 2d6, is it? No, it's a d10, is it not, Grant? Yeah, it's a d10, I think. Yeah, this is just a solo die roll. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a d10. It's a d10, I think. Just, I mean, the d6s are used for the main game. This is a solo kind of thing. So, right, I'm doubting myself now. Give me a second. Yeah, okay, I found it as a d10 right enough. Right, so I need a 5 or less. Okay, we get a result this time. So we've got a success on this. Okay, that might play the video out a bit. Because, to be honest, I wasn't sure about bringing this mortar section in and finding out what's going to happen with that. Right, so we've got a success at identifying this. So, and then we need to react to this as well. But I suppose we need to find out what's here first. So this is going to come. Well, these are going to kind of stay on now, aren't they? Well, we need to flip this, right? Replacement procedure. Flip the intel marker. So let's see what's happening first. Okay, we'll go ambush. That can't be good. What was that? Is it greater than or equal to a 6 or an 8? I can hardly see that. It's a 6, right. So +1 for foot/wheel, -1 for track. So it's a +1 because we are foot. Let's see ambush. Ambush. Depending on the identification method, this event has 2 possible effects. So, intel marker identified by a recon mission. The platoon tasked with the recon mission loses 1 step. So that's just an automatic. If this had been a recon mission, we'd automatically have lost a step. Intel marker identified by other methods. Intel marker may be activated immediately to perform an attack against the platoon that spotted the intel marker. The intel marker does not receive an activity level marker. What? Nor a finish marker after this attack. It's got an activity level marker. Wait, hold on. Right, we've not resolved to see if the event's going to happen. We need to roll dice first. I'm jumping the gun a little. Following events may take place when an intel marker is identified if the result of the modified event check die roll matches with the results range shown at the top of the intel marker's back. I don't know, I just want to read on with that. The intel marker does not receive an activity level marker nor a finish marker after this attack. Well, it must have to have an activity level marker anyway. It's got a high one. Sorry, it was noisy. I mean, surely I was right in giving them activity level markers. Why is it saying that? I don't know. Right, but not a finish marker. It doesn't finish it, which is fair enough. All attack rules must be observed. Once you solve this attack, the game continues from the point where it was stopped. Intel marker movement, which is not the case, or no, it is intel marker movement, or player activation. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see if the event occurs then. So it's if we roll greater than or equal to a 6, we're going to get ambushed. But there's a +1 to the die roll then, is that right? So that's going to make it easier. Yeah, pretty sure if I look at the example. Yeah, okay, I'm pretty sure that's right. So greater than or equal to a 6 will cause this ambush. So it's a D10 we're rolling again for this. But there's a +1 modifier to the die roll because we are foot that done the identification. So the result we don't want is greater than or equal to 6. We're adding a +1 to this, okay? Oh, just getting away with it. So 4 + 1 is 5. That is not greater than or equal to 6. Good. So no ambush. And now we've got to carry on with the replacement procedure. So I'll move the page there. Right. Event check-in, make a D10 die roll. Now, did we keep that die roll? Is that the one we keep? Yeah, we do. It was a 4, wasn't it? So we check the event. There's no event happening. Then step 3 is with the same die roll result, but not obviously modified. So it was a 4. Select a suitable AI officer by using the... Right, okay. So I want to say I'm going to have to get my counter clipper out because I think that's one of the... I get the feeling a 4 die roll. Yeah, no, it's infantry, isn't it? Yeah. It's going to be infantry A on a 4. So it's... Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Hang on. Oh, no, I was forgetting that. That's the art, isn't it? ATR. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not showing you that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 was going to give the 105mm that I couldn't find. But I've got it now. I've got them now. So we got a 4. It's an infantry A. It's going to be in here. So there's no... there's just mechanized Panzer Grenadiers. So it's going to be 3 times Panzer Grenadier platoons and a 1 times MG42-43 that are mechanized. And then officers that we need are A, B, and then C and D. C and D apparently are the Kickstarter versions, and I'm starting to think that I do have all of them now, and quite possibly the counters that I've not, that were in the 2 bags that weren't clipped, are probably the ones that I started thinking I didn't have the Kickstarter stuff. So I'm going to look for mechanized Panzer Grenadier officers A, B, C, and D. So that might take a little while, so I'll be right back. And there's just a quick look. I've just emptied them out the bag, right? And that's the one. And bear in mind, these new counters... Oh, I'll put them away in the other... I've set them up top because I need to clip them yet. Bearing in mind that that's not all the officers that the Germans actually have. I've got some scattered in some other bags. You can see one in there. I think it's because it was one of the SS ones. And there might be some other ones up there. So I've got to hunt through all them and find mechanized Panzer Grenadier officer. There's one there. I'm looking for A, B, C, and D. Oh, that was lucky. There you go. We've got C. And I mean, yeah, you could say that. Well, it says set them out on that. What is it? Oh, took that away actually. We'll need to set that back up again. Whatever it's called, headquarters chart thing, whatever it was. But you can see how it'd be so much better trying to organise these. Now, I think I'd done it with American ones. When I was messing about. There you go. So I've got one of these wee trays and they've got each different set of officers. I think I had to pile 2... Yeah, I've got engineers and rangers in there. But the rest are all separate. So I'll need to do that with these as well. But this counter trays... They're all mounting up here. It's loads of counter trays. Just far too much stuff. But anyway. Right, I will find A, B and D to go with Hopman Highball here. Okay, found them all. I need to hunt down that headquarters chart again. I must have had that out of the way. I'm not sure what I've done with that. We had a nice wee space set out for it as well. Right, okay, I'll find it in a minute anyway. But anyway, that wasn't too bad actually. I found these quite quickly. So A, B, C and D. But you can see, according to this, the brackets say that C and D were Kickstarter. And I've got them there. So my guess is that I've got the full stuff in the game, the added counters that came with the Kickstarter. Like I say, I bought it second hand, so. But finding the other 2 bags of counters today probably suggests that I definitely do have that stuff. So we're going to randomise them. And I've got a wee cup here, and it's just day 4, so I'm just going to flip them in the cup. I'm going to pick one of them. Is that right? Yeah. Select a suitable AI officer by using the charts. Take the reserve AI platoons associated with that officer and then deploy the platoons. Right, I've drawn C. So, where are we here? So these are 3 can get put back in that big bag full of officers again. And then I'm going to hunt down the C versions of the 3 platoons from C Panzer Grenadier and 1 MG42 43 also from Panzer Grenadier. So they need to be mechanised. You see, that's a mechanised Panzer Grenadier officer. So these are going to be tracked then, rather than, because these are mechanised. Is that a problem? No, I don't think so. That's okay. Right, I'm going to hunt down the counters, so I'll be back in a bit. Right, so that's the 3 platoons. And you can see how easier that was for me, because I've got these. That's the Panzer Grenadier mechanised in there. And that's the Panzer Grenadier motorised in there. But there's just so many different types of units. And that's just the platoon, the infantry platoons, if you like. So we'll also need 1 times MG42 43 mechanised. So I'm going to go into this other tray. But it's going to be straight. In fact, you know what? There it is right on top. Look, that's a C. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oops, I've got 2 of them there. I've got the D as well. I think that's right. I think what was concerning me there was the fact that these are in red. These are large. And this is in green still. That was a wee bit. But 1 times MG42, Panzer Grenadier, mechanised. And if we flip that over, that will show the SDKFZ sort of half-track thing. And it's all from C Company. That's good. Look at his range. His range is 3. Which is pretty decent. I suppose the fact that the mechanised Panzer Grenadier, they're going to be moving about. It's right, so we've got everything. We've got the 3 platoons and the MG42, the 4.3 version of it. Okay, right, so placing these, well, we eventually sorted all that out. So that's going to come away. And then I'm going to have the strongest one. Yeah, you'll also notice that their firepowers are 7. So that's another thing. Hang on here. No, not while it was an intel marker. I think that was okay. Because what I'm thinking about there is that these are bound by they're restricted by this on the back. So these are mechanised, they can go over bocage. What I was worried about there was that I don't think, see if they'd been motorised units, I don't think I could have moved them from there to there, because I'd be crossing the bocage, and they can't, even though they're in the infantry side, they can't cross bocage. These ones are okay because these are tracked rather than wheeled, but wheeled cannot cross bocage. So I think if this had been, I don't think it would. I think they're bound by what's on the back of them. That's what I'm trying to say. Whether I'm making that clear or not. Right, so it says they two go in there. And then the officer goes on top. Now these two are going to go somewhere else. This is going to come away. We don't need this anymore. And this is going to go on the headquarters chart once I find it. Under Hauptmann. Oh, you know what? We're not going to find that. Because he's a C, and he was... he's one of the Kickstarter. So, in actual fact, I'm going to have to leave that high activity oil marker there. Just put it on the side. Well, actually, I don't know where this is going. This could go in any adjacent hex. Let's see how it works it out. It's got a bit out of line of sight, I want to say. Right, where did he come from? An officer lying about here still. Right, where does deploy the platoons? Right, deployment, yeah. The remaining platoons will be deployed in adjacent hexes to the first group. The hex is within officer command range. Yeah, I mean the command range is 3, but it does say adjacent hexes, and it wants to... At least it wants, right, the hex is within officer command range with a divisor value of at least 3 against any FF type applicable to that platoon, and there is no line of sight to any player platoons. Well, we're not getting a 3. None of these hexes adjacent to him are going to give a 3 terrain. So... hex is within the officer command range with a divisor value of at least 3. Again, I think these are priorities. And there is no line of sight to any player platoons. Well, if I go there, I've got line of sight. If I go there, I've got line of sight. If I go there, I've got line of sight. If I go there, there is... Actually, there's a line of sight if I go there as well, isn't there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we said there wasn't line of sight here because of this. Again, I'm not really that sure of that one. And if I went there, there's no line of sight because of the bridge. So these two don't have line of sight, but they're not a 3. So 3.2 is the hex is within the officer range with a divisor value of at least 3 against with a clear line of sight. Right, there's no adjacent hexes with a divisor value of 3. So moving on. The hex is within officer command range and with no line of sight to any player platoon. So it is one of these two. And then 3.4 is the hex is within officer range and the furthest possible. If all those hexes are occupied... when there is more than one option available, choose the one located furthest away from any player platoons, then randomly. Okay, so between this and this is further away, isn't it? Yeah, so it's going to go there. Right, and then I can just put that there and say they've got high. Well, it should go in the officer, shouldn't it? So he's got high activity level. This is his second action anyway, so he's not going to do any more shenanigans. Right, and I can chuck that intel marker away. Okay, so we've got that. Oh yeah, I was going to find the... Right, hang on. Yeah, I was forgetting. I have went and hunted down this headquarters chart, and then I forgot again that it's Kickstarter one, isn't it? So there's the mechanised there. Isn't it? So we've got Volcad, who's A, and Tolian, who's B, and then that's it. We've not got C and D. So pretty sure that was a 1. So I can't put that on this chart. So I don't know if there's a solution out there. If somebody's printed out another little edition with the Kickstarter ones of these or not, but I can't really use that. So I'll just place it beside them. It could go on top of him, but he's high activity. He's lost his 2 actions. That's him done. Right. But back to us now. We have identified them. So now we are going to react. So our firepower is 18. Now you can see we're crossing a bocage here. So from there, yeah, it is going to cross the bocage, isn't it? Yeah, into that hex it is. So it crosses the bocage hex side, and then 1, 2, 3 more hexes. He is in the open though, isn't he? No, he's not, Grant. He's in Lightwoods. And that was the whole point of that. And that makes sense, doesn't it? So we've got 18, but it's cut in half because we're... Oh no, hold on. It's cut in quarter, isn't it? Yeah. But remember, it's worthwhile doing it. And even we've identified them anyway. That was the whole point of it. So it's cut in quarter because we don't have a reaction marker. So that takes it down to 9 for halves it to 9. And then we're 1, 2, 3 hexes away. Our range is only 2. So that halves it again. So it's 4.5 rounded up to 5. So we've got a firepower of 5. Yeah, this is probably not going to hit anything, but let's get the combat chart out though. Not done this for a while, so okay. So we've got a strength of 5. However, yeah, we've got a strength of 5, but remember we're green. Our company is green, so we're going to, and it tells us there, although that's in Spanish, it says green firing 1 column to the left. So we're not going to be firing on the 5 column, we're going to be firing on the 4 column there. And then modifiers. Well, we don't have a machine gun. Moving target. Yes. Yes, we're going to get moving target. Foot target and wood hex are only. Right, okay, well that doesn't matter. We're getting moving target, so we get a -1. Target on a bridge. Ooh. Right, well it's not, but automatic fire, yes. Yeah, the infantry has automatic fire. So we get a -1 for that. AVF and same hex, no. Shot passes through 1 or 2 level 0.5 hexes, no. Improved position, foot target and sand, no. Target and crest line, shoot passes through 1 edge of bocage, only AP, yes. Yeah, it does, yeah. It does. We already checked that, didn't we? We catch this side of the bocage firing across like that. So that's a yes. That's a +1. And then there's going to be 6 steps in the hex as well, so that could be good. Excuse me. So a +1 for that. 6 or more steps in the hex. -1 for that. Doesn't apply. Doesn't apply. So we got moving target -1. Automatic fire -1. 600 steps, -1. That's -3, and then a +1 for the bocage. So we've got a -2 to this, and we're rolling on the 4 column. Bear in mind he's in all white fields, white woods. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's got a defense value of 3. So we've got a -2, 2d6, nice and low, and we might get something. On the 4 column with a -2. Yuck. Could have been better. 7 -2 is 5 though, so there's a chance, maybe? No, got my doubts. 5 on the 4 column. Sorry, dice rolls 5. 4 column. Oh, just. We get 1 hit. So we get a 3 result, and he's in defensive terrain of 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. Am I missing anything? We shifted the column. 7 -2. Yeah, I think that's right. That's right. So I think we've got 1 hit on him. So yeah, that's pretty good actually. I think I'm happy with that. So where are we? Here, right. So one of these is going to take the hit. There's no green amongst them. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll just roll that off camera. So 1, 2, 3 on the top, 4, 5, 6 on the bottom. Rolled a 1. So there's the guy in the top. Well, that's better because he's the one that's got the assault bit. I don't know if that. So he's the one taking the hit. So I'll put him down the bottom. With a step loss. There we go. Got something going at last. Well, I've not really done very much, to be honest. And then we need to check for the officer because one of his units taking a step loss. So it's a 2d6 roll with a -1, and we need a result of 1 to eliminate them. So we need a double 1. We need 2 d6s. There we go. Oh, we've got 1, but not the other one. So 5 -1, that's the amount of hits we had, so it's only 4. So no more damage there, no morale checks needed. That's it, I think. That's it. So they're going to be marked finished now, because that was their second action. We did take the 2 actions marker off. So finished. And I know I talked about using counters, but let's just persevere with this for now. It is a better idea, but I'm using these cubes to signify control of the objectives. I mean, I'm just going by what bit of Spanish that I understood. Well, no, I didn't understand any. I was going by some subtitles, really. So let's just go with that guy. He looked like he knew what he was doing. So I might get the. I don't know. I feel it's maybe a bit rude to ask about like, how's your English? Can you come and like help me out here? But I might get around to doing that possibly. Okay. Yeah, I think I'd probably like to call it a night. Actually, I know enough. Another part, not an awful lot done. Well, the next activity. Oh, stop! We need to be marked finished as well, Grant. And although, it might matter, to be honest. So these guys fired. Yeah, it might matter because something else now comes down here. Right, my worry was that something might come down now into here because it doesn't mind. But the next again, we don't get an activation, so the next one's going to be another infantry, and then it'll be I don't know, between these two it might differ. And these are going to act a bit differently because, you know, the mortar can be 8 hexes away to fire on something. So I'm going to have to look at how that works. I want to say you either need line of sight, or you need an officer to maybe somebody to spot for you or something. So we're going to have to look a bit more into that, I think. The good thing is there's only medium activity level markers left, so these aren't going to get double actions. So that's good. Right, okay, just thought I'd have a quick look and see if I got any replies to my questions, and I have. It's from the same guy that replied to me the first time, and the first one I looked at didn't really fill me full of belief, but I shouldn't be knocking this. At least he's given some feedback and whatever. And to be honest, the other two answers I kind of do think I agree with what he says. I think, anyway, I haven't studied them fully, so just looking at them just now. So my first question, yeah, this is one I don't quite understand what he's meaning, but you've got to remember, he's a Spanish speaker. I am not. I'm sure he knows some English. Well, he does know some English, but, you know, just bear that in mind. So my question, well, I can probably get in here. I'll be glary, possibly. I don't know. I think that looks alright. So there's my question. Hi all, when determining the target hex for advanced movement, and this is the one about the, you know, well, I'll read it out. It says the closest hex where an AI force can attack with MFF or perform a safe assault with a divisive value of 3, 4, 5, or 2 if that AI force cannot be reached with MFF. So my question is, if that AI force cannot be reached with MFF, mean it cannot be reached, attacked as a reaction and in this activation phase? Or does it mean it cannot be reached, attacked in the player's next activation phase? Yeah, I don't think I'm getting an answer that. I mean, whether he's understanding what I'm asking here, I mean, it doesn't sound too clear, my question, to be honest. He says they can't attacked by MFF in any case. You need to find a hex with coverture or out of line of fire. They can't attack by MFF in any case. So maybe it's suggesting there that doesn't matter if it's reaction or not, that they need to not be able to attack by MFF. Like, maybe that's what he's saying. That it doesn't matter if it's a reaction or not. See, I don't know. You need to find a hex with coverture or out of line of fire. I mean, admittedly, if we go to a hex with a divisive value of 3, 4, or 5, but nothing else matters. So maybe that's what he's saying. Maybe I need to find that. I mean, he's saying or out of line of fire, out of line of sight, but there's nothing within that really tells me that. Yeah, don't know. It doesn't quite clear it all up for me, but I suppose it's something. Unfortunately, like I say, because I can't knock his English because I couldn't put any words down there Spanish. Gracias or something like that, you know, but that would be it. I struggle to probably spell that, but they can't attack by MFF in any case. Yeah, it's because of the language barrier there that it's not coming through clearly enough for me. Yeah, but this is what I'm getting, so I've got to try and go with this and try and understand it, I suppose. And I think this one's a bit better. So this was, hi all, for Normandy Scenario 2 German counter-attack, the notes state, the main road counts as 2 victory points except for the already mentioned hexes. Does this mean 2 victory points for each road hex that isn't a bridge or town? Also, are the US considered to control all these hexes before the Germans arrive? And if so, are the US considered to have all these hexes counted as VPs? So it was a sort of multiple 3. Unfortunately, he's only really dipped into the answer, but it's something. He says, I played this scenario a long time away, but I remind that if the road all is clear, you have victory points. You have... I'm assuming that means you have 2 victory points, not 2 points by hex. Which sounds better, but why is that in the part that talks... Well, hold on, Grant, hold on. That could be regarding Russian resistance. Let's say we clear the road of all US troops, right? Let's say we've cleared the whole road, all the US troops, then that's going to add plus 2 victory points to our Rush resistance check on top of all the other objectives that we own and we control in the US, and you balance out between the two. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, I'm not sure if that means that we need to get to the end hex here, because that's just the victory conditions. What I would suggest it might mean, if there's no US troops at all on this road, then we would get the 2 victory points. If there's no German troops on this road, then they would get 2 victory points. That sounds kind of fair. So we need to maybe watch with that one. Well, the AI is not going to allow us to watch with that one. I don't think it's just going to go and do what it wants to do. So I'm not sure. I mean, they control these hexes on the road. So does that count for something maybe? Yeah, it could be. We could allow that as well. We could sort of say, well, as long as they've got control of a hex on the road, as long as there's no US units on that road or no US control of objectives on that road, the Germans would get 2 victory points, and vice versa. That sounds pretty good. I like that. Okay, so, and he answered one other question as well, but that was on the Normandy page. Hang on. Right, okay, so it was the third question that got answered, and this was on the Normandy site, not just the one in the Storm one. So, hi all, for scenario 2 German counterattack, all the German companies have truck, in brackets, attached to them. Does this mean an Opel Blitz is attached to each of them? And as the Panzer Grenadier platoons come with intrinsic transport, do they just use their intrinsic transport, or do they need to have an Opel Blitz attached also? Sorry if the second part of my question is obvious and there are no difference between each other, but I haven't studied the rule properly to see how they operate. Yeah, to be honest, that's a bit rude of me. I should have looked that up. If a Panzer Grenadier has a truck on the back of it, or it has a separate truck with it, is there any difference between that? There might not be. I'm not quite sure. Although, since we looked into this more and looked into the truck factor, and we came across the wagon part of that 105mm artillery unit, it all seemed to be that they had the right stuff on the back of them. It's a bit strange why it was listed with truck in the brackets. Anyway, the response again was, if the counter doesn't have intrinsic, you need to put them, include the arc counter, include the artillery counter. I don't know. When the platoons that didn't have intrinsic transport get off the trucks, they will lost them. Okay. The platoons that didn't have the intrinsic transports. Alright, okay, so if we do roll and get an airborne division, we're going to have trucks along with them. But you can see that if they get off the trucks are going to disappear then, I'm assuming. But with the Panzer Grenadier units, the one company that we've just identified, they've all got the intrinsic stuff anyway, so yeah, I think we can work our way through that. It's maybe how I was thinking about it, I suppose. The fact that if, he's clearly saying that if they've got intrinsic, use it. If they've not, you get a truck. So, because, it also states that in the mechanised and these auto counters, it says it in the rules that if you've got one of that on them and then they're identified, they either need to be a motorised, mechanised company, or if they're not, they need to be supplied with trucks. So basically that is telling you right there, isn't it, really? Anyway, okay, thanks for your answers, Javier, sorry. I'm not so sure, and I appreciate you answering it, in the English. It's not clearly your first language, and I'm just being rude and not being able to understand some of the Spanish stuff that's out there, which is like bad, I know, but okay. Well, at least we've got a little bit going there, and you know what? I'm glad I came back up tonight, although I did have a few drinks and I'm a bit maybe a bit slurry, but I don't want to give up on this, and I keep getting to points where it looks like I'm wanting to give up, and maybe I need to push myself a little bit just to make some choices and decisions, and if I get them wrong, then I guess the last one, that rush resistance thing, annoyed me a bit, because it really kind of felt like it changed the game and made a bit of a mess of things, but yeah, I think I'm going to go to bed tonight. Still quite keen to get up tomorrow, and when I get the chance, or if I get the chance, come back up and do another bit. So there we go. So it's going to be, it's going to be the Germans yet again, because the US can't do anything. We do have this company now marked as finished. We do have that one that could maybe react if something came up that way, but I think that infantry is maybe going to target there. It's not going to get there in the first movement though, because of how things are. So, and then the mortar and the ATR, we're going to have to work out how it is they go about their movement, because they can fire from a distance. So, okay, that'll be me for tonight, and I'll be back tomorrow. Cheers.